It is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. My name is Carlos Whittaker, and welcome to Human School. Hey friends, it is Carlitos. And, well, this is going to piggyback on last week because this week, something I posted on Instagram kind of blew up, right? Not because it was extreme, not because it was clickbait, but because I think maybe it gave language to some things that we're all feeling, which is what we talked about last week on the show, right? Like, how did I actually navigate that episode title? Like, how to stay human when the headlines divide us. You know, we talked about the ICE raids in Los Angeles, but I thought that maybe this week we could dig a little deeper, really into maybe the ins and outs of the specifics of what's happening. Okay. We got ICE raids, we got protests, we got tension in the air. And what I didn't do was I didn't post a political argument. I posted a human one. So today on Human School, I want to talk about that post and walk with you through it slowly with space to breathe. Because behind every single protest sign, every single policy, every single headline is a what? A human. Or a person. Maybe you didn't say human. Maybe you said person, but you know what I'm saying. If we're going to keep our humanity intact, we have to learn how to hold empathy in one hand and accountability in the other. So what do you guys think? Can we talk about it? Are you stressing out? Are you like, oh gosh, I don't know, Carlos, 2 weeks in a row of you talking about the news, what's happening? I think it's okay. And I think we need to go there. So again, what sparked the post? Well, what sparked the post, honestly, was this podcast. The fact that last week, I sat in here, well, not in here, I'm recording this somewhere else, but I sat in front of a microphone and I unpacked why I felt like it was important that we talk about when headlines, again, begin to divide us. We went through my framework of curiosity leads to empathy, to trust, to relationships, to change, all those things. Then I decided, you know what, I'm going to write a post. I'm actually going to look it up right here while I'm talking to you because I want to see exactly kind of the numbers behind what happened, just so you can kind of feel where it's at. Okay, so normally my carousels, so this was a carousel, if it's a good carousel, I'll get 10,000 likes and I'll get, I don't know how many shares, like a normal, 3,000 shares. So I had a carousel go, a lot of people shared it, talking about kids and summer schedules, all those things. 3,000 shares, 10,000 likes, right? How many comments? 100 comments. This post, click view the insights, 32,000 likes, 1,000 comments, and they're still going, by the way. The comments are still coming every single day. 50 new comments. Shares, 12,000 shares. 12,000 shares. Follows, 1,000 new people followed me because of this post. Now, you may be wondering, well, Carlos, what the heck did you post? Well, let me read it to you. Okay. Well, remember, I need you to stick around. If you're not feeling the same perspectives as I, that's okay. Okay, we're not here to be twins in our thoughts. Should I read you what I wrote, or should I just go into the podcast? I think I need to read you what I wrote. It's important. Okay, here it is. The carousel, I think it was 6 slides deep. Slide number 1. You can believe in law and order and still believe ICE raids aren't working. If you felt the tension lately between security and compassion, you're not crazy. You're just paying attention. Let's talk about a better way forward. Next slide. Most of us want the same things: safety for our families, dignity for all people, a system that actually works. You don't have to choose between compassion and order. You can care about both. Slide number 3. ICE wasn't created to scare people. Its purpose is real. Stop trafficking, dismantle cartels, protect vulnerable lives. That work matters. But when ICE raids are used to arrest grocery store clerks or separate families for visa issues, we're not making the country safer. We're just making it a spectacle. Next slide. Only 6% of undocumented immigrants have committed felonies, but 60% of ICE arrests are non-criminals. Missed court dates, expired documents, traffic stops. This isn't targeted law enforcement. It's mass punishment for being stuck in a broken system. Next slide. Why don't they just come legally? That's the question. They tried. Many did. But the system is clogged. It can take over a decade. Asylum cases are backlogged 1.6 million deep. And some are fleeing with minutes, not years. The system isn't just broken, it's brutal. Next slide. That's a lot of slides. Raids don't just enforce laws, they break families. Kids come home to empty houses. Community trust in police erodes. People stop reporting crimes for fear of deportation. When fear rises, safety actually falls. Next slide. We don't need to choose between order and empathy. We can streamline legal immigration, focus enforcement on real threats, end the performative politics of raids, build a system that reflects both strength and soul. Last slide. If you're feeling stuck between two extremes, you're not alone. You can care about law without losing your humanity. You can care about families without ignoring reality. You can call for change that's smart, strategic, and humanizing. Here's the caption I wrote. Most of us want a solution to immigration that's safe, fair, and human. But what have we got? A broken system, political posturing, and viral videos of raids and reactions that make us feel something but fix nothing. So here's what's true. Most undocumented immigrants aren't violent criminals. Most arrests aren't about safety, they're about paperwork. ICE does important work. They've been investigating human trafficking, fighting child exploitation, and stopping arms smuggling since 2003. But when we use them to detain moms and dads with no criminal history while ignoring the bigger policy failures, we're not making the country safer, we're making it a spectacle. To be fair, I think that's the whole point of how this is all going down. This isn't about open borders, it's about open eyes. We can care about our country and care about the people trying to make a life here. We can support enforcement without cheering fear. There are real solutions. Prioritize enforcement on violent threats. Streamline legal immigration pathways. Stop turning desperate families into political pawns. Create a system that actually is workable for everyone. That's not extreme. That's just common sense wrapped in compassion. We don't need louder arguments. We need better policies and better hearts to build them. Let's be those people. Carlos. Did you know that the liver is the second largest organ in your body? It kind of freaked me out when I heard that. I was like, where even is my liver? How's it so big? It's responsible for over 500 functions in your body, but for some reason, the liver just doesn't get the respect it deserves. Over 30% of Americans have a sluggish liver, a problem that often goes undetected until the very last minute. But Dose is on a mission to educate us all on why it's so important to maintain your liver health and has created an incredible product to help you do just that. Dose for Your Liver was formulated to cleanse your liver of unwanted elements, aid in digestion, and maintain your body's filter. Now, again, listen, Dose's science-backed formula promotes liver function, aids in digestion, eases bloating, thank God that's for me, and even boosts your energy level. I drink Dose every other day. Legit. Okay, clinical research literally shows us that Dose for Your Liver lowered the liver enzyme levels by 50% in over 86% of participants. So save 30% off your first month subscription by going to dosedaily.co/Carlos or entering Carlos at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/Carlos for 30% off your first month subscription. When I first tried to sell my first sweatshirt online, I remember it was like for this thing called Fit by First, this little course that I started. I had to be a professional Web 2.0 developer. I don't even know what Web 2.0 means, but I had to write code. It was so difficult. But now it ain't difficult no more, thanks to Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. Listen, 10% of all e-commerce in the US and from household names like Mattel, and Gymshark to brands just getting started, like yours truly and all the beautiful merch I sell on my store. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-go templates. Shopify can help you build a beautiful online store right now. You can accelerate your content creation because Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools. Help me out, AI, that write product descriptions, page headlines, and all that stuff. And they can also help you get the word out. If you don't have a marketing team, they can be your marketing team as well. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping. Now listen, turn your big business idea into money with Shopify on your side. Sign up for a $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Carlos. Go to shopify.com/Carlos, shopify.com/Carlos. Okay. Now, half of you are like, oh my God, this guy is a Marxist. And the other half of you are like, oh my gosh, I love it. Listen, let's talk about it. Okay. I, again, started writing that carousel after doing the podcast last week and seeing more photos. Heavily armed officers in tactical gear showing up in neighborhoods at dawn, helicopters overhead, flashing lights, children peeking through windows. I just thought to myself, if the goal is safety, why does this look so much like a war? Now listen, hear me clearly. This isn't about ignoring laws. This isn't about being naive to real threats. But there's a difference, I think, between enforcing the law and performing the law. Hello? Somebody, can I say that again? There's a difference between enforcing the law and performing the law. And some of what's happening in LA, actually like in Nashville right now, it doesn't feel like strategy. It feels like spectacle. This isn't about being soft on borders. It's about being strong on humanity. You can believe in order and still grieve the optics of fear. That's what most people are grieving. It's the optics of fear. It's the show. It's the bravado. It's the masks, kidnapping. What the heck? I mean, can you imagine right now for just 1 second, if you were to get pulled over and somebody that has no identification with a mask on tells you to get out the car and get in theirs? I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to do it. You can support structure without applauding the show. So what do we need to do? Let's name what's hard. This is fear being used as a public message. This is not the way. It's not the way. Fear is theater. Like, I just don't believe that fear is a great long-term strategy for safety. I mean, listen, my friend Sharon, she is in her spicy era, and I'm all about it. You know, a lot of people are being like, oh, Sharon, you're showing your bias. And it's like, no, like there's no bias, right? Listen, she posted this the other day. Everyone go follow her at Sharon Says So. She said, I did not stand in front of a classroom of children every day for many years, put my hand on my heart and say, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. For the masked secret police to arrest people at courthouses in the United States of America. Don't ask a teacher to take a bullet for their students if you want them to sit down and shut up when fundamental American values are being tread upon. She has no time right now. Next post for her. Okay. Neutrality in a moral crisis is like standing still in a burning house. You're not safe. You're just next. History doesn't remember the people who stayed neutral. It remembers who showed up and who didn't. Neutrality won't save us, but our courage might. Courage doesn't often feel righteous. It feels lonely, risky, uncomfortable, and necessary. If courage felt good, more people would have some. She's still going. Then today, she posted this. Well, first of all, she said, I've spent the last nearly 5 years talking about the principles of democracy. Time for the next lesson, how authoritarians work. Now listen, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you voted for. Listen to this definition of authoritarianism, okay? Of what happens inside of authoritarianism. I can't even say it. The law cracks down on protesters and librarians, but shields corrupt officials and violent allies. Authoritarianism, disagreeing with power, is called betrayal, but those who lie to protect it are promoted. I mean, she's just going there. And here's the thing. I need us all to understand this. I don't care who comes into presidential office. We have to make sure that we are not letting fear be the thing that dictates our actions. Okay, let's get past kind of the fears theater, because that's really where I think where most of us are seeing this is going. Let's unpack the phrase that sat at the top of that post, right? You can believe in secure borders and still believe there's a better way. Now, that line matters because our brains love binaries, right? They do. We love the mental safety of, I'm either for this or against it, right? Like that's what we love. But real life, real humans, real justice, it's rarely that simple. So let's name what's actually true. Yes, every country has the right to protect its borders. I need you, if you've made it this far, how far are we in? 15 minutes? If you've made it this far, I need you to hear me, especially if you've disagreed with everything I've said. Every country has the right to protect its borders. Number two, that's true. Yes, there are real threats that need real strategies. 1,000%. There are some nasty people that we need to strategically keep out of this country. Did you hear me? Everyone hear me? Okay. Go fast forward or rewind back to this point. If someone's listening to this, someone's like, oh, Carlos is just, nope. Listen to what I'm saying. This is true. Number three, people should be held accountable when laws are broken. Okay. You just heard me say every country has the right to protect its borders. There's real threats that need real strategies, and people need to be held accountable when laws are broken. Also, what else is true? Dignity isn't optional. Okay. Dignity is not optional. Enforcement doesn't require dehumanization, and fear should never be used as a flex of power. Those are also true. Dignity is not optional. Enforcement doesn't require dehumanization. Listen, we can do this without the dehumanization, and fear should never be used as a flex of power. We've mistaken control for clarity. Control isn't clarity. Okay. We've mistaken spectacle for strength. When we reduce policy to what it looks like posturing now, we forget that what's at stake isn't just immigration. It's identity. It's who we say we are as a country, as a people, as neighbors. Can somebody make some patriotic music start playing right now? I love America. I love this country. I love what it stands for. But what it stands for is not fear. Who are we as a country? I think the faith side of me thinks that Jesus never turned away from complexity, right? He moved towards it. He didn't speak in slogans. He told stories. He didn't show up with force. He showed up with presence. What if we followed that lead? You don't even have to be a Christian. You don't even have to be a Bible believing person to think what if we followed that lead? Whenever I'm traveling, the water just doesn't taste near as good as it does from my own home. And I ain't talking about the tap water. No, I'm talking about the water that's coming through my AquaTrue water filtration system. There is a large glass pitcher right next to my sink right now that is running all of that tap water through it to where I don't have to worry about what's in my tap water, but also not worrying about it. It tastes so good. Now listen, if you're like me, you probably don't trust your tap water. Having safe, clean water is the last thing you want to worry about, and AquaTrue can help you with that. Now, you've got to check out AquaTrue. AquaTrue purifiers use a 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds really important. And their countertop purifiers work with no installation or plumbing. Listen, that 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process literally is the thing that removes 15 times more contaminants than ordinary pitcher filters and are specifically designed to combat horrible chemicals, okay? Just one set of filters from their classic purifier makes the equivalent of 4,500 bottles of water. That's less than 3 cents a bottle, people. Best of all, the water tastes amazing, okay? And in addition to drinking water, you can use it for your coffee, your tea, and all your cooking needs as well. I truly can taste the difference compared with my old water filters. It got delivered straight to my door, and it was really easy to set up. Literally, I just had to plug it in. I was always hesitant about drinking tap water, and now I don't have to worry anymore. So listen, here is the offer. AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it makes a great gift. Today, my listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com. That's AQUATRU.com and enter code Carlos at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use promo code CARLOS. Now, did you know that most traditional annual checkups only cover about 19 biomarkers? Do you not know what a biomarker is? Well, listen, biomarkers are just basically the baseline places you need to keep track of to see how healthy you are. Function Health goes 5 times deeper, giving a comprehensive view that allows you to catch potential issues early and take proactive action on your health. Okay, Function Health is about taking control of your health through data. So instead of guessing what's happening inside your body, Function helps you know for sure, providing access to over 100 advanced lab tests. These tests include insights into thyroid function, hormones, liver health, heart health, autoimmunity, kidney function, nutrition levels, heavy metal toxicity, immune system, electrolytes, and so much more. Now listen, your first set of tests helps establish a baseline for your health, giving you a starting point, and then you can compare future tests against that. That makes it easy to spot all the changes, even the tiny ones, and address them right then. Now listen, unlike some companies, Function doesn't sell supplements or prescriptions. The insights you get are unbiased and solely focused on your health. Now at $499 annually, the membership includes the cost of 100 lab tests through their nationwide lab partner. And there's over 2,000 locations nationwide, making it accessible to a wider audience. And compared to traditional healthcare costs that could reach up to, get this, $15,000 for these exact tests. Now, I want to let you know something. I have worked out a special deal with Function. Head to my landing page, functionhealth.com/CarlosW to sign up with your credit applied, or use code CarlosW100. What's that credit? Listen, an exclusive offer I'm sharing with my audience is limited to the first 1,000 listeners who use my code. And the offer is a $100 credit for new members if you sign up today. Okay? So listen, I need you to go to functionhealth.com/CarlosW to skip the wait list and get back in control of your health. Now, let's talk about strength for a second, because there was a military parade last week. It's like, let's show how strong we are. Okay. But we don't have to parade our military to show how strong we are. Now, some people say that it was just to celebrate 250th birthday of the Army. Okay. Awesome. But I think we've got it twisted. We live in a time when strength gets measured in volume and in power. Louder voices, bigger weapons, sharper arguments. But in my experience, especially after my 2 months with monks and Amish farmers, real strength is so much more often way quieter than that. Real strength is an ICE officer who takes an extra 10 seconds to make eye contact and say, I'm sorry. Now look, y'all are probably laughing at me now, but I'm telling you, real strength is a neighbor who walks a scared family's kid to school while things calm down. Real strength is a protester who shows up peacefully, not to yell, but to stand in the gap on behalf of those who can't stand in the gap for themselves. Strength is not about who can flex harder. I think it's about who can stay soft longer. Listen, anybody can be pissed. Anybody can be angry. Anybody can be hard. But who can stay soft? Who cannot let the rage harden them? Who cannot let the reality harden them? Soft doesn't mean weak. Okay? I can think of, I would think of my wife. Hey, babe, I'm not calling you soft. I'm just saying, she's got a soft spirit. She's not weak. Soft means willing to stay open when the world says close up. That is my wife, I'm telling you. Soft means being unshakable in your values and unbreakable in your compassion. So something else I learned is literally the strongest people I know are often the ones carrying invisible loads. It takes no strength at all to wag y'all's finger, but it takes real strength to reach out a hand. We can point a finger all day long at people we don't agree, but will you stick out a hand and actually use your grip and your strength to do something? So that's strength. But what's the real cost of fear? Okay. There's a cost. Like fear isn't just a feeling. Listen to this. Ready? I need you to hear me. Fear is not just a feeling. It's literally a currency. Like right now, a lot of power is being purchased with fear. Fear-based leadership. And that's easy. Man, I had a boss at Rainforest Putt and Go-Karts that was a fear machine. I was scared to death of that guy, right? I would make sure that all the blue golf balls were picked up by the end of the night or else I knew what was coming. I was scared, right? It's easy. Fear-based leadership. It's instant. Gets applause, but it always leaves something broken. I mean, think about fear. Like, what does fear do to a child whose parent doesn't come home? Think about it. I mean, you ever been left as a kid? Like, what does that fear do to you? Like, it creates trauma. Think about what it does to a community that feels watched instead of welcomed. Somebody. Think about what it does to a soul when the systems that are supposed to protect them become the ones that haunt them. Fear creates silence. And silence, well, creates isolation. And that isolation, the people that are isolated, that's when communities begin to fall apart. So listen, if you love this country as much as I do, do not ignore fear. Actually interrogate it. Ask, who benefits when people are afraid? Who benefits when people are afraid? There are entire communities of brown people in this country that are terrified. Who is benefiting because they're afraid? And then if you're a man of faith like me, ask, is this the way of Jesus or is this the way of empire? I don't know. Listen, this isn't just about LA. I mean, you may be thinking, Carlos, say my name. I don't live in LA. What am I supposed to do with all this? Well, this isn't just about Los Angeles. I mean, I think it's about how we show up anywhere that people are being reduced to categories. This is about how we teach our kids to talk about justice. Honestly, this is a great podcast for your whole family to listen to. This is about how we engage with people who see things differently than us. This is about how we make our tables longer, not louder. So this week, I want you to ask yourself, where am I defaulting to certainty instead of curiosity? That was one of the things I talked about in that post, okay? Where am I defaulting to certainty instead of curiosity? Then ask, who in my life have I dehumanized without meaning to? I ask myself this every week. There's always somebody that I dehumanize. Most of the time, somebody that I love. And then another question I want you to ask is, where can I lead with gentleness, not judgment? So let's end with something simple but sacred. Your next step. 4 things. Now let's do 5. Number 1, read a face, not just a headline. Behind every ICE raid, there's a child, a parent, a neighbor. Number 2, talk to someone you don't agree with. Don't preach, just ask. Can you help me understand how you see this? And don't come back at them, just learn. Number 3, be bold with your empathy. Don't be loud, but be bold. Quiet strength, slow presence, faithful. Be faithful in your proximity, okay? If you're a person of faith, number 4, pray dangerously. God, break my heart for what breaks yours. God, make me safe to suffer with the hurting. Number 5, use your voice. If you have a platform, big or small, I used it. I think, if I looked, I gained 1,000 followers, but I think I lost like 600. People are going to leave when they don't agree. Okay. Use your voice. Use it to stir not more fear, but use it to stir and to center dignity. So listen, if something stirred in you today, don't rush past it. Send this to somebody. You can sit with it. You can let it disrupt you a little. The world doesn't need more certainty. What does it need? You got it, more curiosity. You can believe in borders and you can believe in order, but don't forget to believe in people too. Why? Well, because this is Human School and we're still learning. See you next time.